Hey, it's Giants third base coach Matt Williams, and you're watching Bay Area Sports Wrap.
What did you see from him in that?
It's just such a great feeling to have him up there, and it's so hard to do, and we expect so much out of him. We expect him to come through every time in those situations, and he does almost every time, but it's really, really difficult to do. Come in and sit on the bench the entire game, have the biggest bat of the game, gets behind in the count. Again, doesn't try to do too much, put it in play with the infield in, and it's just what he does.
I mean, you mentioned how difficult it is to come off the bench and do that, but Wilmer's been consistently such a great RBI guy for you guys all year. How do you think he's been able to be so consistent at coming through for you guys?
Just the calmness of the at-bat, knowing the situation, know what it takes, knowing that he doesn't have to hit the ball in the ballpark. He's got the infield in. Try to elevate or hit something hard on the ground with the infield in, and just very aware of the situation every time. And, like I said, he comes through in those situations way more than he doesn't.
How much of, when you guys were looking at the Devers move and looking at the domino effects it could have, having Wilmer maybe on the bench a little bit more, was that something you guys talked about?
Yeah, well, we're going to try to get them both in there. Once we get Rafi playing some first base, we get Flo back in the DH spot. In the interim, between he and Dom, I don't want to run Flo out there too much, in the field. So, until we get Rafi up to speed, it's going to be, kind of half-half, but be able to come off the bench in those type of situations, which is really valuable. Yep.
What do you think's allowed Logan to be so consistent this year?
It's just Logan, different pitch mix, has the ability, 9 strikeouts, no walks again. I don't know how many times we've said no walks and 8, 9, 10 strikeouts. Pitch count was up in the early innings and then found 2 innings to go out there and get early count contact and get himself back in a position to pitch 7 innings. It's just, it's a different, and for guys, like I said, in the division, last game against LA, San Diego, guys that he's faced a lot, have a lot of history on him, to be, a different type pitcher as far as the compliment goes. He's seen some funny swings. It's just a guy that's getting better and better.
And after you guys took the lead, and then in the top of the 8th, Randy Rodriguez comes in and just sets down the heart of the order. I mean, what did you see from him in that situation?
It's what he's done all year too. He's got a .8 ERA. It's usually that's Tyler's inning, but we had Randy up the inning before, and we'll use him once we get him up like that. But to have 3 guys like that to finish out games is quite the luxury. And if you look at their numbers against lefties, Randy's numbers against lefties, Duvall's number against lefties, all these guys. So it's not like we have to use a lefty in a lefty pocket with the way they, can get left-handed hitters out.
Bob, with Devers facing his old team tomorrow, in the past, how have you treated something like that when you have like a superstar player who's going to face his old team? Is it like a regular normal game, or do you treat it with like a little bit more emphasis on it?
I haven't had a ton of experience with that. I think maybe Soto with the Nationals, but a little different deal. So, yeah, we try to keep it the same. Let him go out there and do his thing. It's how he responds and how he looks at it. But I think his at bats are just the same all the time, and so it feels like because of the trade, there's a lot going on with this series. Anytime you play the Red Sox, it is, but obviously a little bit more with him here now.
How important was it just to get a win today? Have someone come through, get the hit, get the win, kind of a palate cleanser, was it?
Huge, yeah. We won 7 in a row, and then all of a sudden we lose 4 in a row. And on the other side of the games that we normally win, the 1-run games, the close games, and we lose 4 of them, which didn't feel good. So it was huge that we got a win today, and not getting off to a great start offensively. But when Wilmer got the hit in the 7th, we felt like we were going to win that game.
Logan's had so many tough luck losses this year. The offense just doesn't pick him up. How great was it, for you to see him get picked up today in the 7th inning after he was able to finish his day?
Yeah, he deserved it. He deserved a win. So, I don't think he worries too much about it. The fact that he pitches deep in games usually means he's going to potentially get a decision. But like you said, be able to only give up 1 run and then come out of the game and looks like you're behind and then score 2 runs. It's nice to be able to reward him.
Good.
Right.
Hi, everybody. I'm John Rooney of the St. Louis Cardinals, and I enjoy Bay Area Sports Wrap. Please like and subscribe to their YouTube channel.